Welcome to Royal Daily Report, your trusted source for breaking royal news. Let's not dance around this. Prince William is done with Harry and Meghan. Not frustrated, not disappointed, done. Behind palace doors, William has made it clear that he is willing to cut them off completely if that's what it takes to protect the monarchy. Titles, status, protection, all of it is on the table. This isn't emotional, it's practical. William's position is simple. The Sussexes are a liability. They embarrass the institution, blur royal authority, and refuse to follow rules. And if they don't stop, he will stop them. There is no reconciliation plan, no secret invitation, no return path. William is prepared to strip Harry, Meghan, and their children of royal titles if necessary. He is willing to be the villain if that's the price of survival. And that's why panic has set in, because Harry and Meghan know something now that they didn't before. William will actually do it. Subscribe to Royal Daily Report now. Don't miss any breaking palace updates. William didn't wake up one morning and decide to burn bridges. He was pushed there. The Andrew situation exploded again. Lies, Epstein connections, financial questions, emails threatening to surface, a scandal so radioactive that it made the entire royal family look compromised. Then there's Fergie. Years of financial dependency, questionable judgment, and behavior that made the monarchy look unserious and reckless. Inside the palace, the conversation shifted. This wasn't about protecting people anymore. It was about stopping the rot. William's message was blunt. If we don't clean house now, it will take us all down later. And that's when names stopped being protected. Andrew was no longer difficult. Fergie was no longer embarrassing. They were risks. And once William labels someone a risk, the clock starts ticking. Here's the part Harry and Meghan miscalculated. People begged Parliament to strip their titles. Petitions were sent. Noise was made. Parliament responded plainly, "This is not our job. Titles belong to the monarch." And William knows exactly how that system works. He doesn't need public outrage. He doesn't need approval polls. He doesn't need permission from Harry or Meghan. Stay tuned to Royal Daily Report. We bring you the real story from inside the palace. When the time comes, the paperwork moves quietly, legally, permanently. This is a constitutional monarchy, and everyone involved understands the unspoken rule. If the crown becomes a problem, Parliament can step in. William sees that pressure building. Charles tries to soften it. William prepares to end it. And that's the shift. This isn't gossip anymore. This is a cleanup operation, and Harry and Meghan are on the list. Here's the uncomfortable truth inside the palace. King Charles doesn't want this fight. He still believes things can be managed with time, press leaks, and quiet understandings. He wants the noise to die down. He wants Harry to behave just enough. He wants Meghan to stop poking the bear. He wants peace. William wants closure. Inside the family, the divide is obvious. Charles delays. William presses. At one point, the conversation is no longer subtle. William's position is firm. If we keep allowing this, it never ends. Charles worries about optics. William worries about damage. And the longer Charles hesitates, the more pressure builds, not just from the public, but from Parliament, advisors, and the institution itself. This is a constitutional monarchy. If the crown looks weak, it becomes replaceable. Charles knows this. He just doesn't want to be the one who pulls the trigger. William is perfectly willing to be that person. Don't forget to subscribe to Royal Daily Report for exclusive palace insights. This is where the panic starts. Harry and Meghan are not confused about what's happening. They know William doesn't want them back. They know the door is closed, and they know their leverage is gone. For years, they believed the family wouldn't dare go all the way, that blood would protect them, that the crown would blink first. It won't. Inside their circle, the fear isn't about hurt feelings, it's about survival. Their entire relevance is tied to royal status. Every deal, every appearance, every ounce of influence traces back to those titles. Without them, they're ordinary. No royal authority, no institutional backing, no safety net. And that reality is terrifying. Meghan built her identity around being a duchess. Harry built his around being the wronged prince. William is about to remove both narratives in one move. There is no comeback plan because William will not allow one. This is the part Harry and Meghan never took seriously. Title removal is not symbolic. Once it happens, it's over. Harry stops being Prince Harry. He becomes Henry Mountbatten Windsor. No royal styling, no royal standing, no automatic respect. Meghan stops being Duchess of Sussex. She becomes Mrs. Mountbatten Windsor. Legally, socially, institutionally. No HRE, no royal branding, no implied authority, and most importantly, no confusion. William understands something Harry never did. Ambiguity is power's worst enemy, so he removes it entirely. Royal Daily Report, bringing you the truth behind the royal headlines. This isn't about revenge, it's about clarity. Once the titles are gone, the monarchy moves forward, and the Sussex chapter closes permanently. This is where William draws the line, the one his grandmother never fully enforced. For years, royal decrees were ignored, HRE styling used when it shouldn't have been, titles implied for commercial gain, rules treated like suggestions. Elizabeth set boundaries, people crossed them. William won't tolerate that. Inside the palace, the message is blunt. The rules mean something again. This isn't punishment, it's enforcement. William understands that once rules stop being enforced, authority collapses.
So he restores it the only way that works: consequences. No warnings, no second chances, no emotional appeals. The titles go because the rules were broken. End of story. This is the moment that makes it impossible to call what William is doing petty, emotional, or personal. Because William isn't just cutting off Harry and Meghan, he's rewriting how royal privilege works, starting with his own house. Inside the palace, William makes his position unmistakably clear. Titles are not birthright armor, they are roles tied to service. And if someone doesn't serve, the title means nothing. That logic doesn't stop with the Sussexes. William is prepared to delay or remove royal titles from his own younger children, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, unless they choose to become working royals. Subscribe now to Royal Daily Report. We keep you informed on every royal development. No automatic styling, no permanent privilege, no guaranteed place unless they earn it. That decision lands like a shockwave because this is the one thing no one expected him to do. This isn't a father clinging to tradition. This is a future king dismantling entitlement in real time. William understands that if he demands discipline from others, he has to live by it himself. And this is where the contrast becomes brutal. William knows his children will survive without titles. They will have identity, stability, and purpose regardless of how they are addressed. Harry and Meghan, on the other hand, built everything on those titles. One side sees titles as responsibility, the other sees them as survival. And once William made that distinction clear, the argument was over. When Meghan realized William was serious, she didn't calm down, she panicked. Instead of preparing for life without royal status, she tried to lock the title down before it could be taken, trademarking Duchess of Sussex, using it as a name, treating it like intellectual property instead of a privilege granted by the crown. Inside palace circles, the reaction was simple. She still doesn't get it. A royal title isn't a brand, it isn't transferable, and it doesn't belong to the person using it. It belongs to the institution. William's response wasn't emotional, it was dismissive. Because once titles are stripped, no trademark survives, no paperwork protects it, no rebranding saves it. Royal Daily Report, your window into the real royal world. Meghan wasn't making a power move, she was showing fear, and fear is never respected in monarchy. Once the titles are stripped, there is no dramatic aftermath inside the palace, no shouting, no emergency meetings, no last-minute deals, just silence and paperwork. Because that's how the monarchy actually ends things, quietly, permanently. When the decision is executed, Harry is no longer Prince Harry in any official sense. He becomes Henry Mountbatten Windsor, a private citizen with a famous surname and no institutional authority behind it. Meghan becomes Mrs. Mountbatten Windsor. No Duchess, no HRH, no royal leverage. Whatever identity she built around that title disappears overnight because the crown no longer recognizes it. And this is the part people underestimate. Invitations change, access shrinks, influence evaporates. Not because anyone is being cruel, but because the system no longer supports them. And once the separation is complete, there is no interview, no documentary, no carefully worded article that can reverse it. The crown doesn't argue with former members, it simply continues without them. That's the final cut. Not loud, not dramatic, just absolute. And that's what makes it irreversible. This was Royal Daily Report, uncovering the truth behind palace walls. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you never miss a royal update. Stay informed, stay connected with Royal Daily Report, where the real royal stories are told.